my name is Servando Pineda. I'm Mexican, 50 years old, and my relation with religion was from when I was a kid. My mom always telling us about God, doing good, and teaching us like the religion of Christianity, or like be good, don't do bad things to regret on the future, helping others, clean yourself, of course. And that's another thing about Islam. When you pray, when you do your cleanliness has to be to refer as God wishes. That's what I like Islam on Ramadan and the prayer. You have to clean yourself. It is good for your body and your soul, mentally and physically. My dad and my mom always they good Catholic. In Mexico, the Virgin Mary is one of the biggest figures on religion. Of course, Jesus and God. So that's a good relation in my family about God. But I leave my home by 16, 17 years old, moving to another city to continue my school. So from Mexico City, moving to Guadalajara. Moved to Guadalajara, keep my studies over, and I'm a counter working for a bank. Moving to United States. Over here, my language is one of the barriers to continue my studies, And I become a carpenter over here, 30 years living on United States. Also, like I'm going to church not every weekend, but at least two times every month. And I get divorced, sorry about it, for my kids, but God is always with me to think about it and relax. And like I say, kind of hyper, so this is one of my relaxed part, be with God. And I know I started helping my wife on his house. On those days, I just listened them to talking about Islam, and I'm always reading the Bible, try to understand things that when I kind of lost my view, So she gave me the Qur'an on Spanish and I start reading about it. And I reading and like lot of sense to me. I got a lot of answers to when I looking for an answer, and I start reading the Quran. I looking and a lot of answers over. So I start getting with them and with the reunions with the Islam brothers and talking with them, different people. When you go to the church, over there the church is just criticizing. Sometimes, I don't say always, but sometimes criticizing other people. And Islam is always talking about the other people, but in the good way, So I went to meetings and start converting. My mind start to focus more on how to be in relation with God. And when the time's coming out, I get married. My wife was a Muslim before me. She converted like 2 or 3 years before me. So all the answers she asked, all the questions I made to her, she answered me. Or with the brothers, on the community, they always got answers for me. That's the good thing. Sometimes it's hard to get it with people, but over here, man, this is easy to follow. That's one religion too easy to follow. No questions asked. Only be with God, good with God, what He teach us, and that's easy. That's the easy way. And like I say, I'm always a hyper and try to find answers and doing things on the right way. But over here, man, I got all the answers I want. I can be excited or calm at the same time, both on the, easy to manage. I got a point of view now, I mean, it's like a light, you know, already I know where I need to go. If I'm missing sometimes, looks the light, going through that light. That's easy, brother. Start going to meetings, and I just looking at the first 2 or 3 minutes, I just looking and analyzing the religion. There is the same religion I was before, Catholicism. So this is a continuation to my religion part, you know. The God is the same. I'm always think it's only one God. I know in Christian and Catholicism, it's a lot of saints and prophets, and we just focus. Sometimes people just focus on one person, you know, like one saint or a Jesus. But God is only one. There's no more. I mean, one saint is not God, of course, but it's close to God. So that's people thinking, if I'm going through this saint, I can go close with God. And on Islam I'm learning, I don't need the saints, I don't need intermediaries to go with God. I can go with Him right away. And that's what I like on this religion. I say religion because it's the same for me anyway, you know. And I like it, man. It's more easy to follow. First thing, I stopped drinking. That's the main thing, because I was a drinker before, and sometimes the next day feel bad. Now I don't have to do that. I'm always feel good. It's easy, man. Like I say, you know, easy to follow, easy to feel. My stepson was, he's with God now. He got an accident like a year ago. We love him. Everybody loves him. Was my first friend to on the Islam, you know. Of course, my stepdaughter too, but she's Shia. My stepson was Sunni. But anyway, I got both ways, and I don't see any difference on both of them. I'm talking about the persons. They good persons, both my stepson and my stepdaughter. And they thinking on Shia. Shia has more, it's like your father. You the continuation of your father, right? You got the same teaching of him, and you follow those teachings. That's Shia's follow the teaching of Muhammad, peace be upon him. Like I said, my English kind of confusing sometimes, but I try to do my best. And I'm still working on it to make of course I know the difference Shia and Sunnis, but I still, because both follow the same God, still I cannot try to feel the difference, but I can understand both. Of course I understand more Shia because that's what the tradition of my family. I'm more towards Shia than Sunni. Like I say, I understand both. I love my brothers from both sides, but Shia is more sense, make more sense for me. All my answers I got before Christianity, I don't get those answers. I got it now. Like I say, you know, like I say also too, I'm always thinking there's only one God. Saints help, that's what my mom says. But if you go directly with God, you don't have to be follow any intermediary, you know. So it's easy. It's easy. Before it's kind of confusing. Which saint help you on this? Which saint help you on that? On Islam, it's only God. If you follow the teaching of Muhammad, peace be upon him, like I say, of course, the word of God, no questions asked. I'm always tempting, you know, humanity is always tempting for bad things. And it's easy to follow. Sometimes you're friends and you don't feel it. But Of course you feel it, but you don't. You just want to be nice with them and things like that. But God's always say, don't do things, then it's bad for you. You know. So that's easy, man. I'm always got that like I say, you know. If I feel confused or something, look in the light. That's the way to go. If you understand what God tried to tell us, and the way He make everything, right? You don't go against somebody to make you. If you got a good animal to feeding him, trade him good, and he's always with you. He will be always with you. That's what Americans needs to do. I mean, not Americans, everybody, every human being, you know. If God make you a perfect person, follow that. You don't need to. I know bored and bad influence is always there, you know, and sometimes you get confused. But if you got the light to follow, you don't miss that light, man. You always be good.